Anime ultralight tutorial because I don't even know how to run it and start right from the beginning doing programming one fixture in. So we've got all these bars and stuff like that in there, and it may be a long tutorial, but here we go. If I don't record it, I can't watch it later and learn this.
Okay, so to start, hit setup, full access. What that does is gets you into your fixture layers. So I already have two set up, one for the LED bars and one for the other ones in the truss. Okay, so these fixtures don't exist on the console, so in order to make them work, you need to hit Fixture Types. And what that does is gets you into the fixture schedule to be able to build these fixtures so the Granime can understand what you're trying to do with those fixtures. Now,
and these don't exist, like they're just a Chinese light, so
yeah,
there's some pre-programmed.
Yeah, there's tons of pre-programmed ones for any like pretty standard lights.
Yeah. So this one here, you're starting from scratch, which is good to learn. I don't know if there's a video on YouTube, but we're making one right now.
Okay, so to create a fixture, go new, add line. These ones are going to be called LED.
So the keyboard button get hit there. So
yeah,
and you can actually add another keyboard in, which we got one sitting over there, but you can actually add a USB mouse into this too. But you can't add a USB keyboard. We found that out.
No,
you got to do the old. It's an old board, so it's only got the PS2 ports for the keyboard.
I'm sure you could update it so you could.
Yeah,
maybe
you
could put a thing in it.
USB type keyboard, but right now we're not.
Okay, so once you add your fixture, you need to go into its attributes and.
Which is what?
Down here, so we started up here to add the fixture. Now we need to go down here and start adding
add line.
what you want the fixture to do. Now how
now this is where you have to get out the manual for the lights you purchase.
Or I just went through the channels and found everything for these.
Every light is different, so this is where we're getting.
So I have these set in 7-channel mode.
Right,
so
7-channel light we're going to play with here.
The first channel is red. So we hit new, add line for the second one. That one is going to be green.
I saw that.
And new, add line. That one is going to be blue. Okay.
This isn't a moving light or anything we're doing right now. We're just doing like an LED strip bar, if you can see them over there, like just a.
Okay, and then 4 is a macro. That is under control. 5th is speed. To control the macro, that is under control, speed. Actually, no, we're going to change that. Just so it pops up, and I'll show where it's going to pop up. That's going to make it easier later.
Okay.
But go control. Normally you would go speed because it's a speed control.
Yeah.
But because it's a macro and it's a control for the macro, it's going to show up under the same dials.
Okay.
So you can control both of them on the same page without having to jump back and forth from control to speed.
Okay.
So we'll go control, so macro and control. And then the last two are easy. One is strobe, which is under beam. And the last one is a dimmer, which is really easy.
Okay, that's
So
it for this.
that's built. 7 channels on here, 7 channels on here. They're set in 7-channel mode. So once those are in, you can back out of this this fixture types.
Which you just hit where? Which ones you hit to back out?
You just hit the X button right in the top corner, and that backs you out of the fixture types. And now, what's happened is these fixtures now exist in your fixture schedule. So we have them in layers. One for the little pin spots, and the other one for the LED bars. So we'll hit. Oh no, did that wrong. Delete that. Okay, so we're in there. So you go down to fixtures and channels and layer. We'll go add line, and there's the views that we just built. Now
we're adding it to a start address, right? A fixture address or whatever.
Yeah. So where I'm actually.
So each one of these things, this is what we're playing with. Is each one of those little spotlight things are addressed to its own layer. They're not all the same overlapped address, right?
Yeah, yeah. So they're all addressed individually. Yeah.
Flash them and all this other crap. This might be like a 4-part video.
Okay, so
I don't know.
what we're going to do here is...
I'm doing something over here. I don't know what. Missed it.
We're just going to change, because I don't want it to start at fixture, address 1, because I already have it addressed in a certain way. So we're going to have to actually go in and manually do all the addresses, which if we were patching everything that we have in, I would start at 1 and then go up from there, and then it would automatically patch everything, so I wouldn't have to do it manually.
Okay, please excuse the video. Now as a guy that practices trumpet upstairs, so you're going to hear that for the remainder of the video.
Okay, so we have 12 of those.
Okay, yeah.
So, provided I was going in order.
Well, 16 of them.
All of.
Oh no, 12 of the swirly bars. 16 of those pin spot things, or whatever.
No.
The view.
There's 12.
Yeah, 12 of those bars.
3 times 4, yeah.
Yeah, but the other one, oh, there's only 3. Yeah, I thought there was 4 in there. Okay, never mind. So it's 3 and 3. Okay,
so there's 12 of them, and then I'm going to turn auto patch off. Otherwise, it's going to preset all my addresses for me. So go create. No channel or fixture ID given. That doesn't matter. So those are all set in there, and then we'll start with the patch. Oh, hold on. We'll go.
Patch.
Where's that mouse? So because I have them addressed already, I have the addresses written down here. So instead of having it automatically patch everything, I'm going to manually input the address for everyone. So we're starting at 16.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of time consuming, but. Oh no, that'll. It's going to do it automatically for me. Kind of.
I can see he's hitting another button under his other arm.
So all I'm doing is
enter
right clicking here and then hitting enter, just because it already pulls up with the address that it's supposed to be. So all I have to do is click it to pull it up and then hit enter to set it.
Yeah.
So those are all patched in. So now we'll go to the LEDs. And actually now what this is going to do for me is it's going to patch it after these views, I think.
Okay, which is okay, right? If you want.
Yeah, so if it's going to patch it where I already have it set, like normally you would do all of this and then address everything, but because it's already addressed, it's kind of hard.
Okay, so the first channel, how many channels did you leave before? Like we're using one of the, here I'll show you. This has 2 DMX universes out here. We're only going to try to use up 1 for everything. Plus we want this board to run stage wash lights. So I think those are at the first channel.
Yeah, so those are the first few channels, and then there's a hazer. And
yeah, so those are, you start up to the number of channels after that.
Yeah.
You'll probably have some questions more on this video after.
Okay, so now we'll do the LEDs. So all you do is on fixture layer, hit LED, and then hit new, add line, and then there's that LED fixture that we created, and it's not going to start where I want it to start, so we'll turn that off. This will go to 0. This will go to 12. Because that's how many we have. Then we'll hit create. We'll go patch. And this is going to start where I want it to start. So
you've already done all this. We're just doing a video of this, right? This is all done already, right? In the board?
I have it done in the board already. On another show file. Okay, now everything's patched.
For just these.
I think we'll back out of here for now. Save it. Oh, no, it needs an ID.
Okay, an ID. Okay, what does that mean?
So
just each one of those little view bars.
Yeah, so it
ID,
needs
just a name of anything.
Yeah, so what that does is gives
your first
gives
channel.
You something,
maybe?
No,
it
gives you something to be able to control, because it uses a command line. So if I want to select one of these fixtures, well, it would have a number. So that would start at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I could hit, let's say I just want to do these 3. Well, I could hit 16 to 18 or 16 to 19, and it would select all 3 of those fixtures. Or I could select them in groups of odd, even, or I could select all of them. But it gives you something to work with later on to make things a little easier. Oh, that's not what I
that little beep noise, what does that mean? It's just something did it wrong.
Yeah.
It's like an error, so if you hear that, it's not complying. There's Trumpet Man going again. I'll be famous after this. Okay, so that's written in ID. Just did individuals there. No.
Oh, what did I do? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start with 28. Now this, when you do it properly, this will all automatically do itself.
Mm-hmm.
But because we're kind of working backwards, because I've already done it,
Yeah.
makes it a little more challenging.
But if you were just starting with fresh new lights, this is the way to do it. You're doing it right now.
No,
Just say I just bought lights. That's what we wanted to.
Well, all this stuff you wouldn't have to do because
Just bought the
when you patch it in, it'll like you can start from the beginning and then like channel 1 and then work your way down and then address everything after. But because it's already has addresses in it, I need to, like, I don't want to go and have to readdress everything.
Okay.
Plus, it's gonna screw with my other show file.
Now he's doing nothing on the outboard screen right now yet. Oh, where do we go to after all that?
Okay, so what I did is I just backed out of.
Okay, let's just see what he.
So I got my channel IDs set because it won't let you back out unless you set something there. So now that everything's set, I can back out of that, and I can back out of that one.
Okay, so that screen matches that screen. Now we have them programmed in all this
Yep.
truss lighting, all individual fixtures with all individual DMX channels. And how many did that eat up? Well, it doesn't really matter. It depends on what their band, whatever lights you buy.
200
Oh, really?
or so.
Okay, so half of
180. Yeah.
Okay. So now what?
So now,
where'd you get to? How'd you get to here right now? Create a window. So we're black.
So
screen.
to create a window, it's just a blank screen. You just hit any of these tiles. Usually just start in the top left-hand corner.
To make something, okay.
So we'll start with dimmer presets.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take this and drag it because it doesn't really need to be that big. Depending on what you're doing.
Okay.
So I guess we'll. Oh no, I've missed a step here.
Okay.
Okay, so
Missed a step.
you're gonna want to go to setup. Hit auto create.
Oh, wait a minute here. Where's the auto create? Oh, hit setup.
Okay, so this is setup.
You said setup first, and then you
Setup, auto create, third from the top, right below the full access.
Mm-hmm.
And what this is going to do is it's going to give you groups for all these. And you left click under select.
Mm-hmm.
So it says yes. And then, oh, no, I did that wrong. You're going to want to go under groups.
Okay.
Select yes. And then you're going to, just for these, I mean, when you have two fixtures, creating all and odd and even is kind of redundant because odd and even is one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
But for when you have a bunch of fixtures, it's good to have odd and even.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, before I did that, I should have gone groups. Mm-hmm. What that does is it gives you control over those fixtures. So there's two ways you can work these. One is using the dial. Usually what I do is just hit that and then put in the value. So it's dimmer at 100, and then go RGB, red at 100.
Oh, look at this. Okay.
They go red.
100%. We got everything knows it's red in our little homemade lighting fixture inside the truss. I should show you that real quick here what we did. This is just our own little idea. So we just put a whole bunch of crap in the truss so we don't even have to go to the gig, and we can still hang movers off the side and then pre-program the DMX channel. And those are dip switch, and these ones are actually the digital display. So he's already pre-done that. Everywhere you'll see all these numbers. This is something else you might have to learn if you're just brand new to DMX, but we're not getting into that today. No way. Okay, so you got all this red going.
Okay, so usually what I start with is making dimmer presets. So because dimmer's at 100, I'll hit store, and then I'll hit one of those dimmer tiles. I'll hit keyboard, we'll just go all 100. Then hit clear, and then when you hit that, oh no, because there's nothing else to get. So the dimmer is all of those right now, even though there isn't a color associated with them, is at 100.
Yep.
So all I got to do is hit red, 100, and then they're turned on.
Okay.
If I didn't have that, then I would have to go dimmer. Oh, I gotta select all the fixtures. So I would first have to select the fixtures, go into dimmer, 100, and then go into RGB, go to a color, and turn that one up. But now I can just skip that step completely. This takes all the fixtures, selects them, puts them all to 100, and then I can start working with them from there. So, and then on the other side of it, what I do also is do dimmer at 0. I store one of those. Just so you have one where, oh, what did I do? I only had half of them selected. Okay, so let's select all of them. Dimmer at 0, store. Oh.
I like that one.
Okay, so we'll go 0 because I need to actually change it, or otherwise it doesn't know what you're doing. 0.
This is not that easy of a board to learn.
Okay, so
really?
now they're all turned on, they're all turned off, and you can see down there where you would make modifications to it. They're all at 100 or they're all at 0. And that just helps when you start programming things later on. Okay, now let's go into another preset. So all you do is just hit one of those tiles again. And let's build some colors.
Okay.
So let's go all at 100, and we can start changing. Let's make them all red. So they're all red. So now I want to store that. Hit store, press one of those tiles, and most of the time, if it's like a generic color, it'll pop up with a little color in the top left-hand corner. But I usually just put whatever color it is, just so you make sure. So now when you back out of all that, and all you got to do to back out, if you hit clear once, it'll deselect everything that you have selected, but it won't clear what's currently happening. If you hit clear twice, then it clears like all output.
Oh.
Unless you have it.
We're in programming. Like we're not even in.
Yeah, we're not
building
even. Like,
scenes.
we're not even. Yeah, this is just getting ready to build cues or sequences or whatever you end up wanting to do.
Okay.
But this just helps you, so you don't have to go in here and pick all your settings. It's all set right here. And one thing I should say about this is all this will do. It doesn't store. Like if I store this to here, all this is storing is the dimmer values. It doesn't care about color. It doesn't care about beam or strobe or any of that. All it cares about is dimmer value.
Okay.
So that's where it's kind of helpful. So let's say I want to change it. So whatever, my dimmer's at 50. So it's half. Yeah. So hit store and go there. The only thing that's going to store is the fact that it's at half. It's not going to store that it's red. It's not going to store movements. It's just going to store whatever dimmer value you have set.
Yeah.
So you can delete those so they don't do noise. Okay, and then we'll...
I'm going to take a break at 20 minutes. So I can't hold the phone any longer.
Okay, so you can see them. Make a green one.
You seeing that? Okay. Sure, watching that happen. The blue one.
Oh, we do. There we go. I'm gonna store that. Let's go blue. I mean, don't really need to do any more than that. Like on the other one, I have probably 20 or 30 different color settings.
Okay. So we got 20 minutes. Okay, we're taking a break.
Okay.
So we have 9 and 20.